Just imagine going to get a US tourist visa in New Delhi and being told the next available appointment is in 2025. Well, much to our dismay, this is exactly how the current situation is. And if you're planning to travel to the US for studies, getting a US student visa might take you over a year and 3 months. Meanwhile, following the easing of COVID travel curbs, Indians may now have to wait longer than 2 years to get a US visa in some cases. In Delhi, the waiting period for visitor visas is 833 calendar days, believe it or not, 430 calendar days for student and exchange visitor visas, and 390 calendar days for all other non-immigrant visas. If we talk about Mumbai, the waiting period is currently 848 calendar days for visitor visas, 430 calendar days for student and exchange visitor visas, and 392 calendar days for all other non-immigrant visas. Amid a high volume of visa requests, the US Embassy in India announced on its website that travelers may not be accommodated according to their planned travel dates, even if their purpose of travel is time sensitive. Citing reduced staffing and pandemic-related disruptions in operations since 2020 March, the embassy says that the demand for visas across all categories is currently high and that the wait times may also be longer for most non-immigrant visa appointments at the embassy in New Delhi, as well as the consulates in Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Mumbai. On Twitter, meanwhile, many have voiced their concerns, questioning US Embassy visa appointment wait times in New Delhi and Beijing. You see, the demand and issuance of visas in China may have fallen, but the difference for New Delhi and Beijing, as you can see, is still striking. Meanwhile, Pakistan only has 1 day wait for student and non-immigrant visas in Islamabad, as opposed to ours, which is currently 430 calendar days for student and exchange visitor visas and 390 calendar days for all other non-immigrant visas in New Delhi as we speak. Many online continue to question whether there was some glitch in India consulates or whether it's the relative power of the passports at work. Significantly, Dr. S. Jaishankar, in his meeting with US Secretary of State Antony Blinken just yesterday, raised the issue of the backlog of visa applications from India, to which the top American diplomat said he is sensitive to the matter and had a plan to address it. Blinken reassured our External Affairs Minister, saying the US was very focused on this issue of 800-day delay in US visa appointments. To quote Dr. Jaishankar, he actually told reporters that it is also in our mutual interest to facilitate the development and mobility of talent. We agreed that impediments over this should be addressed. So while US visa services are trying to clear a backlog after Washington halted almost all visa processes worldwide in March 2020, Blinken asserted that the US has a plan, when it comes to India, to address the backlog of visas that has built up. The US Secretary of State has said we should be able to see this play out in the coming month. Remember, Indian students comprise nearly 20% of all international students in the United States, with the Open Doors report back in 2021 showing there were over 167,000 students from India in the 2020-2021 academic year in the United States.